It's time for the Jim and Terry Show.
The Jim and Terry Show is all about mistakes, admitting when we're wrong, which is often.
This has been
when we got the facts a little twisted, when we confuse Taiwan and Thailand, when we confuse shuttles with space stations. What else can we do that's a little bit out there?
Hey, we're just two guys talking in a coffee shop, man.
That's right.
These things happen all the time, don't they?
They do. You wanted to talk about something musical, so let's go with that.
Musical, yeah. It doesn't have to be, but we were talking in between about maybe it was on the show. I can't remember. Neil Young, and you said I'm not worthy, and I said I'd like to meet Neil Young. So we decided we were going to do this show. Who would you like to have a coffee with? Who would you like to meet? And I'll get something right off the bat. I'll tell you, yes, of course, Jesus. That's a given for me. But now let's get back to the morality. No, the moral, not the morality, the moral, the mortal aspect of this questioning.
All right, let me start by saying the song that I used. You were here for my wedding,
Yes.
and the opening song for our evening festivities was "Harvest Moon"
Yes.
by
yes.
Neil Young.
I'm acting like I remember that. Sure I did.
You probably don't remember anything. Yes.
Oh,
well,
come on. What are you saying? I had to drive home. I wasn't into anything.
You might have, yeah, okay. Moving on. So Neil Young, for me, has a special place, and I've followed his career since I was in university, so that's dating myself. That's way back. Somebody else that I've always had, this used to be in the realm of dreams, delusions of grandeur, I think, danced in my head, but dreams of being on stage with one of my musical icons, Gordon Lightfoot.
Oh, yeah. You would fit with Gordon.
Yeah, I thought we could have had something going on there on stage.
You probably had good harmony and everything. You could be the music director. You'd probably fit with the gentleness of the performing. You don't jump around like a maniac, but you are very present in your holding of your double neck guitar or whatever.
Double neck guitar. The last time I played that, I think, was at your church in Pefferlaw.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you perform a couple of times with that guitar. They're heavy.
They are beasts, not maybe as heavy as a bass.
Oh, no, yes, they are. Sure they are. I played bass for a while, and the bass is nothing.
That's why the shoulder's slightly stooped.
Well, it's funny. I hold the bass a little funny. I almost hold it upright when I play a bass, yeah. Okay. And it's funny that. But you would like to have a coffee with
Gordon Lightfoot.
Cool. I would like to have.
Now that he's sobered up and everything's fine, but back in the heyday, he was quite the character and
so
an
you
alcoholic.
want the heyday, or you want him
No,
now?
I want a sober second thought version of Gordon Lightfoot.
It would be great. I wonder if they'll ever make a movie of Gordon Lightfoot.
I think they already do.
A movie or a documentary?
Documentary.
I'm talking a movie.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Because he had an up and down life, man.
Oh, he sure did.
Yeah. So that would be interesting. I would really, really like to have, and I'm going to say this, not necessarily a coffee with, but a glass of whiskey with Bob Dylan.
Oh, yeah.
Because he has his own whiskey brand called Heaven's Gate. Yeah. And
that's a cult, Heaven's Gate
Is
Nike
it?
cult.
I think it's Heaven's Gate. It isn't Heaven's Door. Heaven's Gate, I think. I would be nervous. I'd want to go through a yoga session or something. Not really, but calm myself down because this is Bob Dylan. What do you talk about? I would like to talk about everyday life. What's your life, your day like? I doubt if you drink at all through the day, but what do you do in a day? Do you go to the swimming pool? Do you walk downtown?
So what do famous people do is what you're asking.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm almost guessing that you take someone like another guy I wouldn't mind having a coffee with would be Bruce Springsteen.
Right, the boss.
But how could anybody be more busy than Bruce Springsteen? He's got another album come out of all soul songs and orchestras and everything. He just came out with an album called, I think it was Western Stars. His daughter is a world-class equestrian
Oh, Ryder.
rider. And what's this guy like? Is your day completely work?
Well, he rides
all the
motorcycles,
time?
so
And
it can't be completely.
Well,
work.
you're right. Because he lives in Jersey,
Yeah.
and he got caught.
Yeah.
And if you don't know the story, folks, it's quite interesting. He was on his motorcycle, and there was people doing shots in the park, and they recognized him. He stopped, as Bruce Springsteen, I heard, will do, and say hi, and they gave him a shot. But that group was being watched, and so he took a shot to be nice, drove off, and the cops grabbed him. And, of
Drinking
course,
and driving?
probably
DUI?
everybody else got away.
The famous guy gets
The
stopped.
famous guy gets stopped, but it's not like that's what he spends his days doing, right? So he'd be another guy that I think would be. I'd love to tour his place because I've seen some videos that I think is on his property. I think he's got a full barn studio.
Well, I told you that one of my dreams would have been to purchase the property on, I'm going to say, Stony Lake, that Rompin' Ronnie Hawkins. It was a studio retreat. He had so many famous artists there as his guests. That was up for sale a little while ago, a couple of million. I wish I had a bankroll
Wouldn't that be nice?
to buy the studio and the grounds, and then have, of course, Jim Sampson record in the studio.
Well, it's funny, Terry. And by the way, getting back to Neil Young, you guys, Wigmore, Allen and Gibbs, you guys did a song I told you was a hit, and you just ignored me. And it sounded so much like Neil Young. So much. I loved the song.
I have
loved
no
the
idea
sound
which
of it.
one you're
I
talking
know.
about.
I could tell when I insisted. I even told your wife that song would be a hit. I don't know why you guys didn't see it. Anyways, it's gone now because you guys write 15 a day.
That's right.
Yeah. Anyways, I would love if somebody said, all right, I'm a producer. We're going to do your next song. We're going to pay for it. What is there a studio you would like to do it in? I would do it at the Bath House near Bath, Ontario.
Oh, who's
Tragically Hip owns it,
Hip's,
yeah.
the studio, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, we have our visions. At one point, when Keith Allen, who's recovering from eye surgery, so shout out to Keith Allen if you're listening. Get better soon, my friend, and back in the saddle of singing and songwriting. But he's under the weather, and I think his eye surgery requires him to be face down on one of those massage type tables with a hole cut out.
Really?
Because he can't put pressure, the kind of pressure being vertical or sitting upright
Really?
would press on his eye. So while he's having that heal, he's got to be face down for 3 weeks.
Oh, man, it's
Yeah,
torture.
It is torture. But we have a song on SoundCloud all about it called What Will I See Tomorrow?
Oh,
So it's a
nice.
bit of a therapeutic song. We did that, I guess, over a year ago when he went through his first eye surgery. This is 2 now to stop the deterioration of his vision. So good luck with that, Keith. Wigmore Allen Gibbons recording in what I had looked up out of a whim since I saw a Beatles show. John Lennon purchased some kind of castle and they recorded in the basement of that castle. Do you recall
Really?
that?
No.
Okay, it's on the
Bob would know,
John
probably.
Lennon. I think it was John Lennon. It could have been George Harrison. I don't know. But I started looking at castles and thinking, wouldn't that be neat?
Oh, the echo, your natural echo would be incredible.
Yeah, find a hall and then.
You just have to pee over the wall. That's what
Oh,
you
the
do.
sound of running water. Anyway, that's recording environments. Let's go on to people you would like to sit down and chat with. You said Dylan was your last one. Who else?
Oh, Bruce
Oh, the boss,
Springsteen
right.
would the boss. I mean, there's you could run through names until the cows came home, like Paul McCartney or something like Ringo Starr, but not really. You know
I'm
what
not,
I mean?
I'm not particularly interested
Yeah, I
in Paul
love their
McCartney and
music,
Ringo
love their
Starr.
talent, and
Yes.
I am a fan. I
Yes.
am a fan.
Yes.
But I'm not sure if they would be the ones that I would, I want to talk to. Maybe Joni Mitchell, maybe.
Yes.
But I why do I think I'd get thrown out of her house?
Yeah, I would love to hear the inside stories of Joni
Like
Mitchell.
why she said, she badmouthed Dylan so badly when he actually took her on board.
She was part of the early days.
Unless he stole some of her songs.
Maybe.
She said he's a plagiarist.
Well, then maybe.
Maybe, I don't, but it'd be neat. Now, the sad thing is there's 2 ways you can view having a coffee with someone. As a bud, You know, hey, Joni, you know, so why are you so ticked off at Dylan? Well, you know, the bastard did this or did that. She ain't going to tell me that as some reporter guy.
Yeah, no,
sitting
it
there
wouldn't
with
be as a
coffee.
reporter.
It would have to be, I would like it to be casual, whatever the coffee was, and really maybe start off just by, like, you know, talking about the nonsense things of life. Like, that's it's a beautiful sweater. Like, where'd you get that? You know, oh, just my sister made it. You got to be kidding me, you know, and that kind of thing. Find out what they do in the regular world.
Regular world for
And
unusual
Dylan, why didn't you
artists.
play Woodstock when you lived in Woodstock?
Leonard Cohen, God rest
Oh,
his soul.
yeah,
I,
oh, for
I
sure.
wanted that, so maybe I'll have to get a spiritual medium to get that one
Oh
going.
yeah. Can we do that at Hydra in Greece?
We can do it
The Isle of Hydra?
where he was famous. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay. Signing off. Bye-bye.